Hi everyone, and welcome to the following of bonding curve 2.sol. In this part we're going to finish all of the functions, compile it, and test the contract by just deploying it. So the only function that is remaining is get the current price. So get the current price, and it will get nothing because we know the total supply already. So public view returns, so it will return the current price. So it's uint 256 it's going to return. So now inside of the brackets we have only two lines: uint 256 price, which will equal the a multiplied by supply, You can also write it in another form by considering the power, but here, because it's to the power 2, I've preferred to write it this way. And then we will return the price. So return price. And that's it. So we have a couple of more statements to write. So that is for receive and fallback. Receive external payable outside of the parentheses, so external payable, and also fallback external payable. Okay, so now let's save the contract and see whether there are any errors. So there are no errors, and we're ready to deploy the contract. So now let's head over to the deployment, and right over here we can enter the name. So for example, again, token and tkn for the symbol. So let's click on the transact. Now let's fund the contract before we want to do anything else. So I'm gonna fund this using Finny and 100, one of the Finnies, which is 0.1 Ethereum. We'll be fine. Copy the address, paste it in the field below, and transact. So the contract is funded, and now we're ready to buy some tokens, right? So I can buy the tokens. Let me enter this in way, and for example, I want to buy for example, a number of tokens. So I cannot say exactly how much it will be, but we need to calculate. But I guess this time we cannot buy 10 tokens, right? Remember in the previous example, which was bonding curve.sol, not bonding curve 2.sol, we would enter 1,000 way and we would get the 10 tokens, right? But right now we cannot buy 10 tokens with this amount. So let's try. If you enter 10 here and buy the tokens, as you can see, the error will be insufficient funds. So as you can see, insufficient funds. Let's try 9, and so again the value should be 1,000 way. Still insufficient funds. Let's try it with 8 and change this to 1,000 way. Buy the tokens. Still insufficient funds, but I guess with 7, one of the tokens, we can buy this. We can buy 7 tokens actually. So as you can see, it's been successful. And why is this happening? The reason it's happening is that the first token is 100, right? 100 way. The second one follows this pattern, parabolic pattern. So what happens here is that the first one is 1 multiplied by 1, and A is also 1 plus B. So actually the first one that we want to buy, the supply is 0, so this will be 0, and the first price will be 100. The second one, the supply is 1, and then it will be 1 plus 100, it will be 101. The second one will be 104. The third one will be 109. And as you can see, if we add them all together, it will be something more than 300 for the actually for the first 4 tokens. It will be something more than 400 actually, right? So it will be 9 plus 4 plus 1. It will be something about 14, right? If I'm not mistaken. So 14 will be the price of 4 tokens, right? So it's not 400. So for 7 tokens, it won't be 700. It will be more, somewhere about 1,000 weight. All right. So if I check the supply here, as you can see, it's 7. The get current price, if I check here, is 149, and that makes sense because let's calculate it here. 1 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7 will be 49, and B is 100, so 149. So if I want to sell the tokens, let me sell 7 of the tokens, and let's check the supply here. As you can see, it's 0 because we bought the 7 tokens, the total supply was 7, but once we sold them, the tokens were burned, and now it's again 0. If I get the current price, as you can see, it's 100 again. So that's how it works. We can check with other variables too. We can also check the balance of the address. So first of all, let me buy with another value, for example 2000, and buy, for example, let's here try 10 or 15, for example, but I don't think we can buy 15 tokens, right? Insufficient funds. So let's try 14 here. Again, doesn't work. 13 here. Again, doesn't work. 12 doesn't work. 11 doesn't work. Oh, excuse me. Here it should be 1,000 tokens. So let's try 14 here. Doesn't work. Again, every time you need to set it to 1,000. Doesn't work here. So I guess with 12 or 11 it has to work. So 12 doesn't work. So 11 doesn't work. Yes, my guess was wrong. So okay, so with 11 didn't work either, so with 10 doesn't work. So actually we were entering 1,000, right? That's why. So let's try 13 again. Doesn't work. So I'm not trying to waste time, but we're just testing, and sometimes testing the contract takes some time. Oh, okay, so my guess was right. With 12 tokens we can actually 2,000 ways we can buy 12 tokens, so that worked. So you can also calculate it on a paper and see how many tokens you can buy, so you don't need to try it over and over again. You can just do it by hand, and sometimes it's much better because sometimes you might need to pay the gas fee. So anyway, but not always. So here we have the total supply of 12. Current price is 244, and if I want to buy even more, so for example here the price is that amount. Here I cannot even buy 4 tokens, right? And that's interesting because we managed to buy 7 tokens with 1,000 Wei. But right now we cannot even buy 4 tokens, right? Maybe 3 tokens, even not 3 tokens, right? So with 1,000 Weis, let's try buying 2 tokens. Now this worked. And let's check the current price. It's now much more, 296 is the price. And now as you can see, the price goes up and up parabolically. And let's check the supply here. It's 14 here. So 14 to the power of 2 is 196, right? And that's why this is happening. So that's it. We've checked most of the parts. Let me also test this address. Balance. So it's 14. We can buy with another account in order to test that it works well. So 1,000 token. This time you can also buy 2 of the tokens, I guess. So as you can see, it worked. Let's now check the total supply. It's now 16, but the balance of this address, which was the previous address, is still 14. But if we check this address right over here, it will be 2. So this one is 2, the total supply is 16, and the other address is 14. So everything is right and working very well. And notice that I'm not testing the allowance and approval because we've tested them before, and they're totally related to the OpenZeppelin ERC20.sol, which is a standard for the ERC20. And because we're sure that they work very well and we've tested them before, we don't need to test them, and we haven't had anything to do with them, right? So we're not testing the transfer from, allowance, and so on. We can check the A and B because they're simple. We can check the decimals which we've entered. Actually, this one we didn't enter. It was a default value in ERC20. So we can change this one if we want in the contract, but we didn't want to do that. And 18 is a better option here, so that's it. The name is token, the symbol is TKN, and the total supply is the same as supply right over here. So if in this contract you didn't use this supply variable, the total supply variable would serve our purpose. So anyway, that's it for this part of our bonding curve.sol smart contract, actually the number 2 of it. But we're not done yet with the bonding curve bonding curve smart contracts. We're going to work on another one which works with the integral instead of this for loop, so that it gets much easier to process for the engine that processes this code. So with the for loop, you need to do it over and over again. If you want to buy 100 tokens or 1,000 tokens, the for loop keeps looping for 1,000 times or 100 times. But with integral, you can simply do it with one-time operation, and it makes our job much easier, and the 2 functions becomes 1 function, so it gets much easier and much faster to work with, and that is more a standard in my opinion. So that's it for this smart contract, and till the next one, goodbye.